No more fucking shenanigans.
No more. No más pantalones. No more pants. No más huevos. No more balls.
So are you saying if you lose your balls,
No más la leche.
or if you lose your pants, you lose your balls? Is that what you're saying?
See.
See? Only Spanish he knows. Only Spanish.
El baño.
Oh, El Baño. Well, this is long overdue, guys. This is
We've been gone on
we've been
not vacation.
A very long time.
I mean, it feels like vacation from the podcast, although we've only done this will be technically the third episode, but actually the second.
Sure.
Sure,
Something like
or
Sure,
third
he
and
says.
fourth and third, whatever.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah,
Why are you
it's
blurry? Stop that.
oh my god. That's wild. That's fucking wild.
Why is it doing? Oh well, I
Hmm.
don't fucking care.
Ew.
Why is it doing that? The last time we
I can't have
published,
sugar. I mean, I can, but
the last time we published something was July 9th. That was the second episode.
okay. So this is technically the fourth recording, but the third episode
Correct.
because the third recording was dog shit. It's all Tevin's fault.
Fuck you.
It's all Tevin's fault.
Do we even know what happened?
No, I am not sure, and I can't go in and edit it to the point where it actually fixes it. I've tried. I am no editing expert, but when you have a track over like that, it's I can't fix it. Is that Culver's? Did you get Culver's? You
Yes,
fuck.
he got Culver's. Yes.
I did.
I'm over here eating fucking
Not
tater
sponsored.
tots.
Hashtag not sponsored, but these fries are really good.
Oh, I thought they were gonna be the Wisconsin cheese bites.
No.
Those are pretty
They
good too.
do some banging fries though.
Oh yeah, crinkle cut fries from any place. Do you remember when Burger King had the crinkle cuts for a while?
No,
No. Oh man.
I like to go
I fucking hate Burger King.
for
Well, I hate Burger
nostalgia
King,
reasons. For nostalgia reasons, I like to go to Burger King as the sun's coming up to go get French toast sticks.
Ooh, the French. Okay, I'll let you slide on that one.
Because my very first memory of me and my family going to Disney World when I was a kid was them, loading us up in the car at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and then going to the Burger King to go get breakfast before we took our trip.
Okay.
So that is my first memory of going to Disney World, and it was kicked off by Burger King French toast sticks. So
All right.
every now and then I'll go get them and then just relive that nostalgia moment.
Do you
and then go,
remember? Do you remember
I don't
the
have money.
egg normous sandwich that they
"Mm-mm."
had? It was what's the chicken sandwich? It's fucking. It's super long. Can't even fucking get my hands up right.
Just like a chicken sandwich original.
I
Or
don't
the
know.
original. That's what it is. It is the original chicken sandwich. They use the same roll for that, and they do egg, bacon, sausage, and something else, and cheese and something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big ass sandwich. That was back in the day. Damn, you got enough dip in that lip?
No,
Jesus fucking Christ!
That was half
It
a
was
can.
only-
Just shove the whole can in there. Why don't
it
you?
was only a brand new can and it's halfway.
What are you yipping on over there? Is that fucking? Is that
There's
grizzly?
something wrong with you.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Grizzly wintergreen.
That's disgusting.
Long cut. Look,
This is-
Where did my stash of really nice cans go?
I only ever did pouches.
I'm a long cut guy.
No.
So when I was, I'm gonna out myself here. When I was 16, right, my uncle used to chew Skull Original.
Ugh.
So that
Ew.
Ugh. Who hurt
it's
you? Who
it's
hurt him?
it's so not like the pure tobacco flavored fine cut, but it's Skull Original is a wintergreen but it's like an ultra fine cut. So
Damn near like powder.
yeah, that's what they put in the pouches, by the way. That's
Well,
what goes
yeah,
in
but
the pouches.
I don't
pouches
like
are easy to clean up. I don't know.
No,
They are.
It was easier to get rid of pouches in high school than it was long cut.
I'll be sucking too hard. I'll rip the pouch open by sucking on it too hard, and then I
You
get
do
coffee.
suck too hard, don't
And then
you?
I get coffee grounds all in. It makes me want to throw up, dude.
Fucking go to
'Cause it's
suck
so
a golf
hard.
ball through a garden hose.
Be surprised.
You'd be surprised. Oh my god. I was gonna introduce us, but you fucked that one up. But
Stop laughing at my pain.
your pain, your coffee grounds in your mouth pain.
Oh, got tobacco leaf strands.
Oh man. Oh, you got twigs? Got twigs in your mouth right now?
I did that one day. I put
I
a
think
nice
I
big
have
old dip
one.
in.
I have one
And there
laying
was-
here somewhere. I
There
kept
was
it.
a twig. Like what kind of quality?
yeah, they're like-
assurance?
Like this
Is
long?
Yeah, it's a little
looks like a
stem
foot-
from like
yeah.
the leaf, and I put it in, and it just happened to sit in my mouth sideways.
Oh,
And I
dude, and
couldn't
it's just
feel it.
poking. Oh, you
I
didn't
couldn't
feel it?
until I said, and sucked real hard, and when I did, it stabbed me in the cheek, and I was just like, ah.
Easier
right, well-
nicotine entrance.
Easier nicotine entrance right into the
Is that
bloodstream.
true? Conspiracy theory time. Is that true that we have?
Fiberglass. It used to be.
Fiberglass?
I don't know what it is anymore.
I wonder what the FDA's done with that. But anyway, while I look
FDA
that
hasn't done anything. So I'll start the introduction since we had a pretty big rant to start. Welcome to Discussions by Dummies, episode 3, where we talk about God knows what because we're fucking morons and we just like to talk. My name is Doc. Right next to me is Codip, and on the other end over there, oh, that way, it's that way. I looked the wrong way.
It's
This
it's
way.
opposite.
Is Tevin, aka
up.
Mini
Hi,
Moose.
Kevin.
I
So sometimes Tevin just likes to feel included. I don't
I
know
do.
what it is about us, but I'll say like I said, this is discussions. Damn, these fucking I have these picnic ants. I got a story for you guys too. We'll get into it in the show. It's kind of funny.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with the topics tonight too. Well, it kind of does, but not really. Topics tonight, I guess, since we got to have some kind of organization going on here.
no
Yeah, we really don't. We really don't.
no we don't.
But the goal is to talk about Bitcoin and the run that the crypto industry is on right now. We're gonna touch good old Hawk Tua and her lawsuits going on.
Stupid ass.
Mm. And I'm sure that'll segue into a few other things, and we can kind of move along into the financial world and see what's going on. And I'd like to get you guys' take on the political side of this too, because I've heard some controversy from both sides that actually holds some value. So we'll probably get into that a little bit too.
Okay. Well, when it comes to the political side of things, we'll keep it somewhat PG, but
Can't make any promises.
yeah, we can't make
Yeah.
any promises. I'm not
So-
going. Me personally, I'm not going to attack anybody for their
So
beliefs.
it's not so much the beliefs as it is what's going on or what is possibly happening within the finance industry and in the world, honestly, going into this this, as I like to call them all, it's not just this one specifically, but all of them are regime changes in this country, right? So you have one president leaving, a former president coming back for another term. So there's some interesting
change.
financial talking points there because
Oh yeah.
I'd like to get you guys' take on a couple things revolving around that. Just because, like, we've discussed before, Codip, you and I sit on a little bit different points of the financial ideals, right? You're more long term. I'm in my 30s. I'm gonna bust my ass now so I have money when I reach 60, right? So I like to play a little bit more aggressive or risky. So it's there's some interesting stuff going on right now, and in the near future, I think that deserves a good, at least an honorable mention, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
So before we get in, the fiberglass dip thing is a myth. Never happened. Never happened.
yeah,
But there was a Google suggested question, and it was, what chemicals are in dip? What is in smokeless tobacco? Polonium 210.
Polacco.
Do you know what polonium 210 is?
No.
it's radioactive.
It's nuclear waste. Formaldehyde. We all should know what formaldehyde is.
Yeah,
well,
it's
formaldehyde is in okay.
a lot of shit.
I was gonna say,
It's a
let me
mess.
explain this to you before you go any further with this. Formaldehyde is in literally almost everything you consume now.
Yeah.
If it's a processed item from the store,
Because it is a embalming fluid.
it's a preservative.
Yeah.
It's a very effective preservative, and it's cheap.
Yeah.
That's why it's used.
And we're talking let's make this clear for the listeners and for ourselves. We're talking probably minuscule micrograms of this stuff that are in here. So we've got trace amounts of
Nuclear waste.
Like the polonium 210 is probably not radioactive. Like, it is so minute in radioactivity that it's probably not going to do anything other than cause me mouth cancer. But who knows?
I like how you said probably not radioactive.
There's
Okay, what else?
Cadmium used in car batteries.
Yeah.
Lead for nerve poisoning. I love how every time I look at the screen I go blurry. It's like, what's he doing?
No, it's not. It's not. It's when you look away from the screen.
Yeah,
that
it's
you
when you
go
look
blurry.
away.
Looking at the other screen to read it. Nitrosamines.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It just says it's cancer-causing substances. Arsenic and cyanide.
Do you eat cherries?
Yes. Now, this
Okay.
was from
No.
the University of Iowa Healthcare.
Oh, good.
Thank
it's
you.
not from
Thank
California.
you for the reference.
You're welcome.
That
So
makes
for anyone-
makes everything I'm okay with believing that now because of the
Who-
reference. That's not a
who
joke
uses
either.
it? I'm going to heaven right now. Currently, that's why I'm so bright. So fuck all y'all. I'm going where I deserve.
Did you just get flashbanged IRL? Like, what the fuck?
They don't have a dark mode on this website, and it's kind of irritating. Who uses it? Of the estimated 12 to 14 million American users, about 3.6 million are under the age of 21, which is nowadays
That's the legal age actually to buy tobacco now.
18
average-
or 12. Well, 21 is, but
Mhm.
you can,
average age of first use is 10. So these country bumpkins that
Whoa.
are dip,
Don't out me like that.
I'm out myself and I'm out in Tevin.
fuck.
I
all
was
three-
I was
all
like
three of us.
12, okay? I was like
all
12.
three of us were got outed. Yeah, I was like 13.
Nice. I dipped my first time when I was 16.
I was in, I was in high school, so 9th grade. So
Yeah, I was
probably
in high school,
13.
so I was like
I was
10th grade.
13.
I was 10th grade, 11th grade, somewhere around there.
Oh, so you were older.
All right, well, I guess now that we know that we're all killing ourselves
That's
Tevin's
the goal.
slowly.
Tevin's-
Slowly.
I mean,
Tevin's-
everybody's dying slowly, anyways, right?
Once you hit 25, you stop growing completely. You
Well, the brain fully develops until the age of 24, and then depreciates from there. So
Is that why I'm still fucking stupid?
that's why you think with your dick and not your fucking brain.
the stupidity might just come from who you are genetically.
I I don't like it here no more.
I want out. I want out. So, I guess on a different note, I'll give you guys a little bit of rundown on. We'll go into this story that I told you I had.
About the ants.
So, no, well, that too. Fuck those ants. I've been dealing with these things. I went and bought spray and shit because I don't know. There's a crack in one of my windowsills,
You get
and that's where they're.
taro.
No, go get Comet. It's like a powder.
Yeah, I know what Comet is.
Go get that. We used that when we went camping all the time. Never had an issue. As long as it was.
They're like little picnic ants too. It's not like I leave fucking food laying around and shit. Like
they come and steal your dip. That's what they're doing. They come and get like little pieces of
I'll
dip.
tell you what.
Little dip fairies.
I'll leave like a can like this sitting around for like, I don't know, 8 hours or something.
Oh, and they're on that shit.
No, they won't touch this.
Really?
Because it's Pepsi Zero. It's got aspartame in it. It'll kill them. So I don't know where they're coming from. But that's
soak your floors in Pepsi Zero.
Let's just soak all my floors. So that's
why are
one.
You late to work? My floor's sticky.
My floors, my shoes stuck to the floor.
I fell down and I couldn't get up.
So Monday I came home from work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my refrigerator. Well, okay. So let me explain the actual story and how this progressed. Came home from work Monday. Was up late all weekend. I bought cannolis at the grocery store on Sunday. Ate a cannoli. Threw the other one back in the fridge.
Is that spelled with a C or a K?
C. Do you not know what a cannoli is?
It's spelled with a K.
What?
It's spelled with a K.
No. What in the Polish are you?
I don't want to be here anymore.
What in the Polish? It's spelled with a C, I promise you. Anyways,
and it's called a cannoli, not a cannoli. If it was called a cannoli, it would be.
Dude, we are not getting into the conversation about the English language.
It's a cannoli. Call it cannoli for the rest of the of the podcast and see if people get mad.
So, do you call it gnocchi or gnocchi? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Talking about gnocchi?
See,
Nokia?
Nokia.
Well, that's just bulletproof. That's what that is. Anyways, grab this cannoli out. I eat the cannoli. I take a nap. I get up from my nap, and I walk out to grab some food to cook up in a frying pan. So I have frozen shit that just easy to make because it's only me here right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Elon launches a rocket.
Well, he does that anyway. I don't have to eat for him to do that. My God. I open the freezer and all my shit's thawed out.
Uh-oh.
Like completely thawed out, and the freezer's warm as shit, right?
Uh-oh.
So I threw away about $150 worth of groceries.
Oh, good.
Because it was all bad. Or would become bad because it didn't kick back on. So I called to have like a maintenance order put in. They sent an external company out, right? So I left work early on Thursday and came home. So I could be here with this tech to find out what's wrong with my fridge. Well, I'm talking to the guy. He's like, yeah, I got to order the parts. He's like, we can't fix it today. And I'm like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do until then? He's like, well, don't put any non-perishables in your fridge. It'll stay cool enough. Keep your drinks kind of cool. And he said, don't put anything in your freezer because it's not working at all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was like, okay, whatever. He put everything back together and left. Right? So I'm waiting for them to call back and schedule stuff. And yesterday I came home from work. I opened my fridge Friday afternoon, right? Grab a beverage, come in the bedroom, fucking pass out, take another nap. Wake up, open that drink that I grabbed out of the fridge. I wasn't thinking anything of it when I came in the door.
Oh no.
Grab a hold of this fucking drink and it's ice cold. It's ice fucking cold. It was literally a slushy on the inside.
Hell yeah.
So, and I'm like, okay, well, that's one thing. Let me go check everything. I open the freezer and stick my head in it like this, and I'm like, holy shit, it's fucking cold in there. My shit just started randomly working again. Whatever he did, like, I think he tapped the line, and I think the line was clogged for the refrigerant. And when he tapped it, when he tapped it,
blood clot.
yeah, I had a blood clot, and it fixed it. So that was my story for the week. Elon hasn't been launching much since Thanksgiving, though.
Why?
On that note, that's the end of the year. They slow down right at the end of the year. He had one launch this week out of Canaveral. But I will say you should watch because next year Starship's probably going to be launching from Canaveral as well as Boca Chica.
I'm so excited.
Oh, we are too. The tower's not quite done yet. They got to put the chopsticks on yet.
The chopsticks.
Chopsticks. Yeah, that's how he catches the booster. But so let's get into Bitcoin. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Tevin, do you have any Bitcoin?
No, I don't invest shit.
Oh.
Like at all, other than in my savings, and I mean, yeah, you get interest through that, but
Yeah. Does your work have a 401k program that you put money into?
yeah, they do, but I didn't set it up this year because I knew I wasn't going to stay.
Okay.
So there's no point.
Okay. You're
You
still
know,
young,
I mean,
so it's not really a concern, but
I should have, but I just didn't want to fuck around with it because, you know, if I'm leaving at the end of the year anyway, why just more paperwork I have to transfer over and shit.
Where are you leaving to? I don't know if we talked about this. Cool.
I don't know yet. All I know is I'm sick of this company.
Do you want to learn something new?
Sure.
Cool. Look up
If
sign.
he moves down there, I'm gonna be pissed.
Look up sign calibration school. He doesn't have to move down there for that. It's out of Utah, but it's all online, and it's what I do in the or what I did in the military at least. It's all retired military guys teaching it too, so it's a good school from what I can see. It's $1,000 for the course, and it's self-paced. So
the plan is hopefully this winter, because we're in winter now. Is
he going to drive you here?
No,
when he comes to visit.
I could actually.
So
it's only like an 8-hour trip.
It's like 10 or 12 hours from where he lives to down here.
No. I'm saying from you to me is 8 hours.
Yeah.
From me to Codip is like 14 hours.
10 to 12 hours.
I think. Hold on.
But
so the plan is once he gets down here, because he'll be down here for his winter break because of the business that he works.
Yeah, they lay off. They lay off because of the weather.
You can't get rock because the ground's frozen. So,
well, you can. It's just not worth it. It's actually 18 hours.
Yeah, it's not
he'll get down here. Hopefully, he loves it down here so much that he decides he wants to move down here. or we get the time and, well, because if you spend like a week down here or something like that, then we can go visit Doc for a couple of days when my dad's at work, or when my dad is off work, so that he can take care of Mama Codip, and then we can go visit Doc for a day or two.
We go hit the
8-hour drive from Codip to Doc, so it's like it's a lot of fucking driving.
That's a day.
I can drive that. I mean,
I'll do the 18-hour. And
yeah, I can drive that.
I'll do that. Fucking one shot.
The quickest way would probably to find your quickest way over to 95 and just bring 95 straight down.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm planning to do the 18 hours in one shot, but
I can get us to 95 in.
Have you ever driven that kind of distance?
No, I have not.
You're not going to do it in 18 hours. You're not going to do it in one shot unless you're bringing somebody with you.
I also plowed snow a couple winters ago for 34 hours straight.
Well, you're gonna need a lot of cocaine.
I was about to say you're gonna need a lot of fucking.
I will probably be buying a case of Monster.
A lot of uppers.
We will buy a case of Monster.
But yeah, let me know
at the gas station.
Let me know when you guys are planning. We'll find something to get into. I can't get you onto Kennedy, but I can get you to the visitors complex, and we can do whatever from there.
You already know you're gonna let my tism ass loose on that fucking base.
I can't let your tism ass. Well,
alligator or not.
I can't even escort you. I'll tell you what. If there's a launch where they authorize me to allow you guys on, I will be the escort for that, and we'll go. But unless that happens, I can't even get people on. Unfortunately, you are gonna have to bring your alligator costume.
Fucking Kodak will be in there. Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
My smile is hard, and so is my erection.
The best one is if they launch from pad 40, because where they let people that don't work on the installation stand for the launches.
It's right underneath the rocket. Got it. I can take it.
You're like 4 miles from it, but
I mean, take it.
You're gonna find out that 4 miles is probably where you want to be anyways. We when they launch from 39A, my work is less than 2 miles from the pad. So we usually get a lot of the shit. If it were to blow up on launch, there would be debris that literally comes flying into my building. That's how close we are. So
hell yeah. I'm looking at launches right now.
When's Tevin coming down?
Probably it'll be after Christmas for sure.
There's probably not any launches scheduled out that far yet.
That's California, India.
Let's see.
December GPS 310 is going on the Falcon 9.
Starlink's going tomorrow. Well, tonight at midnight. And then, yeah, you have the O3B M-Power next Friday. I won't be around during Christmas anyways. I'll be in Texas.
Yeah, it's most likely probably going to be January, somewhere around there.
Yeah. But I'll when they update the launches for like actual dates for January, I'll let you know what's going on. Because obviously I get notified when that stuff happens, so.
What's the price of diesel in your area?
Ooh, hold on.
Cheaper than yours?
Let me check my 7-Eleven app.
Your 7-Eleven?
$3.47 up here?
I think it's like $3.19 here. And we're pricier than where Codip's at, so. But I live in a very tourist heavy area. But I guess while we're searching this stuff up, what do you guys think of Bitcoin running over 100K now? I know Tevin probably doesn't remember, and I'm not bagging on you, but you were fairly young, right, when it was like introduced. So I think it was like 2008, 2007 was like when Bitcoin started to become a thing. Most people didn't know about it and buy into it till 2009, 2010. And then it went for its first run in 2012, I think.
I do kind of remember the startup because I was in 5th, 6th grade.
I know a lot of people were talking about it when it first came out, and we always waved it off like, oh, that's some bullshit, right? And that's before you learn a lot about how like fractional reserve lending works and how the banking system works and all that stuff. And now, like as an adult, I'm like, fuck, dude, I was an adult when it ran the first time, and I should have bought into it. You know, because now it's 100K. If I would have bought in when it first started, I'd be a multi-millionaire by now.
Diesel down here is $3.50 or less.
Oh, so it's about the same as up here right now.
Right now it's $3.34.
So it's about 10 cents cheaper there. Like where you're at, Codip. That's not bad.
Both $350 one way for me.
That's still not a bad.
Fly, but he's never flown before.
Yeah, I'm not flying by myself. Fuck that. I don't need to get arrested.
Why would you get arrested?
Because I'm probably going to fuck something up in customs if I don't have someone who knows what they're doing with me.
Customs?
Are
you going across the border? TSA, all you do is you make sure you don't have anything dangerous in your bag. You throw it on the freaking thing and you go. What you do is you don't take.
Consider dangerous.
Okay.
A lot. A lot.
Exactly.
Well, if it's okay, so here's the difference, right? If you check a bag, there's a lot more. You cannot have that at all, even in your bag.
Oh, I know.
It can be in your suitcase.
No, it can't be in your suitcase.
It could be in your luggage in the bottom of the plane, though, I think.
No.
No? Oh, just period? Okay, cool.
Guns have a certain process that they have to go through.
That bitch has to be locked up by yourself to where they can't have access to it because they'll start stealing your shit.
Well, it depends on where you're going through the airport. You go through Atlanta, that might happen, yeah. But liquids, you're better off just, if you're bringing only a carry-on, just don't bring liquids with you. Honestly, if you're bringing a suitcase that's going to get checked, don't bring liquids with you and just buy your shit there, wherever you're going. It's easy. I travel, or just drive, and you can take whatever you want.
Do you think I'm going to spend $400 while I'm down there?
And fuel and food, probably.
No, just once I get down there.
Oh, once you get down here, probably not.
Okay, because it'll be about $700 for a round trip just to your place. I don't know. I'll just bring like $1,000 in cash with me.
Yeah, just
burn through it and say, fuck it, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Like, just pack a fucking, like, day bag with, like, 2 to 3 days worth of clothes and shower shit. And,
yep.
And that's all you need. We got food here. Sleep on the fucking, like I said, like I told my parents, I told them that you possibly were coming down here, and they're like, well, where's he going to stay? I was like, by the time he gets down here, hopefully my daughter's room will be done, so she'll be living in her room, and I'll have room in the room. I'll just throw a fucking futon in here or an air mattress.
You better be careful. He's gonna spank to you every night, Tevin.
That or I could just get a fucking hotel too. Make that big of a deal.
But that's extra money. You get to stay with me.
Maybe I want to get a hotel.
We are so out of the fucking.
We were supposed to talk about Bitcoin, not about fucking each other.
I mean, that's same thing, right?
That's true.
Sure.
Same thing. So Bitcoin ran, right? The rest of the crypto industry is doing pretty good too, it seems. I looked a little bit before we started up. Ethereum's up. Doge is up for you memers. How about Shiba? Is Shiba up?
Shiba Inu coin. Let's see here.
I know that's part of that meme run. What's up, Tevin?
Do I not have PayPal anymore?
No.
It's up to. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is it once?
I guess I could look at this shit on Cash App.
It's at 0.00003. It's up 4% today.
Today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's trending upwards.
Very,
I do want to say that it does smell like slut in here.
Yes, it does. Especially this shirt. The shirt smells like a French whore.
I hope it doesn't. Is the last time you wore it at the strip club?
Yes.
Oh, well then maybe it does.
It does.
Maybe it does then.
Yeah.
Cheap perfume and whores.
Yep.
So the crypto industry is doing good. That leads us to our next portion of this. And I know we discussed this beforehand. Hawktua girl found herself in some hot shit. Some Hawktua shit. Hawktua. shit. She made a meme coin, owned 97% of the market cap, only made 3% of the market cap available to her fans, and then turned around, and when she made some money, she dumped it all off and lost people millions of dollars.
All gaining millions of dollars herself. Look,
She ain't gonna have that millions of dollars long. She's gonna get hit with nasty SEC fines.
she had everything going for her.
Literally.
Everything.
You know what I'm gonna say to that? I'm gonna say she should have just stuck to the Hawk Tua.
Yeah.
Should have.
Literally just made hundreds of thousands off of just saying Hawk Tua on a fucking video.
Yeah.
And she just went and got herself in a federal prison.
Spit on that thing.
Yeah. The thing of it is, though, is she had everything going for her. She didn't have to work anymore. She didn't have to, do anything. She just ran this, I guess you could say, motto and meme, and she was fine. But
she trademarked it.
She got
from what
greedy.
I understand, she trademarked the Hawk Tua thing.
Well, I mean, that's fine. Like, if she wants to trademark it, go right ahead.
Hey, make your money. Make your money, but don't rip people off in the meantime, right?
Yeah.
That's the big thing
greedy,
here.
And then she probably hired some managing market agency to fucking run her shit. And that's the worst thing that anyone can do. Like, if you are a content creator or you're doing anything social media related, run it yourself. Don't hire an agency to come in and do it for you.
I won't say solely run it yourself. This is my motto on it, okay? So I'm gonna throw in a little bit of the legalities and financial side of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wanna you wanna protect yourself, right? Because if something happens, somebody spits on that thing and gets like punched in the mouth or something, I don't know. Like, you want liability protection. So what she should do is LLC and then turn around and run everything out of that LLC. And what should happen from there is, instead of hiring a giant marketing agency, she should go find herself someone that she trusts to run her marketing campaign themselves, right? And from there, they will advise, especially if they are degreed in it or educated in it, they will advise that she shouldn't be doing that kind of thing, because there's a lot more than just running the price of the coin up and then selling off, right?
No.
So I think she got herself in some hot shit because she's very uneducated about that kind of thing. It's been made very apparent through the way that she talks, even in her podcasts and things like that. And I don't want to knock people. I don't want to knock people because, like, right, she had a good thing going until she decided
is
to do
the
this.
definition of stereotypical blonde.
Southern blonde. Stereotypical Southern blonde.
Yeah.
So, I mean, where she's at now, it's kind of rough, right? Like, she's in a tough spot because she made a stupid choice.
But, you make your bed, fucking lie in it.
Yeah, well, correct. And granted, she's going to try and get out of it with lawyers and things like that, but
why? Who wouldn't?
Those millions of dollars that she just made are going to get eaten up in lawyer fees and fines and paybacks and all sorts of stuff, right? So, but I think that looks poor on the crypto industry, right? Because the crypto industry is thriving right now.
Well, and it's still relatively new.
Y'all
compared to the US dollar. Compared to the here we go.
He's gonna leave. Just us. What an asshole.
I need him for the other portion of this too.
I know.
So, but well, not so much the Hawk Tua girl, but where we go from here.
I know what you mean.
Where we go from here includes him too. But I think that coming into what she's come into, people tend to get greedy, right?
Yeah.
When you make a lot of money really fast, right? One of the biggest things that I've always been taught is if somebody tells you that you can get rich quick, it's a scheme. It's not real. That doesn't exist.
No.
Right?
Nothing is free.
The only way that you can get rich quick is the lottery and the stock market if you know how to play it. Those are the only two ways.
Or fuck somebody over.
Well, you don't. Yeah, but 9 chances out of 10 you may get rich, but you're not going to stay rich because you're going to lose all that.
That's
you know. So I mean, good on her for trying to make something of what she had. Sucks that she went the route that she went though, and started to screw people over. Because I think she could have done a lot better. I mean, when you have the likes of self-help gurus who literally just preach words and that's it, right? And that's how they make their living. That to me is the worst thing ever, right? I don't listen to guys who I have to pay money for their books to understand how to do something, right? Like if I want self-help, I'm going to go to somebody who has a free podcast or a free show or something like that, because why would I pay you to learn myself better, to be better myself, right? Like and to me, I think the fame got to her too quickly.
Oh, it definitely.
I mean,
did.
Shia LaBeouf, I think he didn't have the same issue, but
Shia
LaBeouf had issues with like drugs and alcohol, and all sorts of stuff because of his fame.
His fucking mind.
Drake and Josh was another one.
Yep.
We won't get into the shenanigans that go on there, but
a lot of child stars.
Child stars more so because they're never taught how to manage their finances, because like they have to. Britney Spears was a prime example too. I can't think of the name of what her dad did for her. Oh my god, I can't think of it. There's an actual name. It's almost like a sponsor. Well, they were all groomed. That's what it was. But they're like a sponsorship where all the money goes through. They're almost like their family is their agent,
like a
right?
Trust fund?
No, it's not even a trust.
Not a trust fund.
The trust would be the smart way to go.
Yeah.
But they don't do that. But and then the parents are the ones that end up making poor financial decisions or beating their children or whatever you want to say, right? And causing all these issues. Disney has had multiple lawsuits with their agents, right? And all the issues that go on there. But I think she's going to suffer the same thing essentially that they suffer. And it's unfortunate because she took the world by storm for
what, a year?
A year almost, just because of
from
words.
Saying hawk to a
5 words, man. Yeah, hawk to a spit on that thing. Shit. There's a lot of people that made money off of that too until she trademarked it.
Trademarked it. Now she's fucking just threw.
But anything before anything before that trademark was fine, right? Like they didn't get away in a lawsuit because it wasn't trademarked. So, as far as that goes, I mean, she did really well with that 1 year time span and marketing herself even and growing within the industry that she became an influencer in, right?
Because I don't too close to the sun.
She flew. Yeah, I'm not big on influencers, right?
Neither am I.
I think influencer is a shit title. I don't think it holds any weight.
I'd say more shitty role model.
At least in the sense that we use it now, right? An influencer to me would be somebody along the lines of Andy Frisella, Tony. Well, he's not really an influencer. Well, he is an influencer, but he's one of the self-help gurus. Tony, my God, I can't think of his name.
Fucking that Andrew Tate does finance shit too, doesn't he? Like
Andrew Tate.
Or is he just more of a meme?
No, he's not a meme. He's real.
Oh, I know he's real.
His money is real too.
But
and his money actually doesn't come from any of the shit posted on the internet. He has no social media pages. I don't know if you knew that, but he doesn't have. No, he doesn't have Instagram. He doesn't have Facebook. He doesn't have Twitter or TikTok or any of those. His whole thing is they run on. They used to run on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I knew that.
Him and his brother would stream on YouTube or record and post videos on YouTube, and now it's on Rumble, which is the conservative version of YouTube.
Yeah.
But their money didn't come from that even. Their money came from being OnlyFans managers.
Oh.
Yeah. They were legal pimps.
Nice.
I shouldn't say it like that. That's not.
That's pretty much.
They were a content manager. Is what they were. Is all they were. It's not like they were like. I mean, it is if you look at it from a simplistic view, right?
Yeah, very overly simplistic view there.
So if you look at it from a simplistic view, it's like, oh, he's managing women who are selling their body on the internet. What is that? That's the definition of an online pimp.
The online pimp.
That is an online pimp. But what you have to realize is he's not just doing that. He's managing their finances so they are stable and continue to create content. Any collaborations, he's managing their collaborations, all of that stuff. It's not just like, yeah, go sell your body for me. But I mean,
slutty things.
Yeah, and that's
make me money.
That's what kind of threw them towards jail, was the fact that someone or a bunch of women had said that they had stepped a little bit too far in doing that. But I like Andrew Tate. I think he's actually a smart individual for what he is, or for what he is, but who he is. I
just see like clips and shit of him on, Facebook.
He's raw.
Whatever, and
he's raw. That's what it is. He's raw and doesn't care what people think, and that's the big part. They're American citizens too. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
They're American citizens and they live in Romania. And I think they hold dual citizenship in multiple different countries. It's not just Romania. Their dad is British, or their dad is American. Their mother was British. So they hold dual citizenship in the UK, Romania, and there's one other major country, but they live in Romania. So I like Andrew Tate. I think he's real. You know what I mean? Like, he's real with people. Now, is his like university? What does he call that thing? What the fuck is that called?
Oh,
something university.
To Google.
But that to me is a scam. That's a pyramid scheme.
I fucking hate pyramid schemes.
So, but aside from that, his money's real, man. That dude's. If you can go buy a.
Andrew Tate's Hustler University.
Hustler University. That's what it is. Yep. If you can take millions of dollars, right, and just be like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a car. You have money, right? Like, there's no doubt. They don't lease their cars. Shit, the Bugatti he bought was still sits there. You can still see it. It's not like it's a lease program, you know?
Yeah.
So,
what we're talking about?
Andrew Tate.
Fucking Andrew Tate.
What about him?
That he's an online pimp.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was explaining it in a simple term, right? Like, that's what he is, simply put, but it's more than that. So, I was waiting for you to get back, Codip, because we're going to get into the spicier side of this, because it involves all of us. Every single one of us. Anybody in this country that spends money, this involves, right?
Okay.
So, I saw an article, And I'm going to tell you one article because I did see multiple that said the same thing. But the article I saw was a conservative article.
Okay.
Okay? That was written that was written about the upcoming financial standpoint of the country under the next presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and a lot of it was talking about inflation rates, which we are all suffering from. I don't care who you are, how much money you make, you are feeling inflation right now. And you have been for 5 years. So, and I say 5 years because it's been 5 years. This started before the current presidency, right? The inflation started to push up right before his presidency, but it's been since then. Mm-hmm. Or since before then. So what I read is that projected, and like I said, this is a conservative article. So this is written from the same party that the next president is coming from. At least someone opinionated in that way. Inflation under the next presidency will go up another 1%. And the reason being is because of trying to sign into law most of the tax cuts that he's trying to sign into law on the first day.
Tax cuts, the tariffs.
The tariffs are almost necessary at this point, especially with major countries that we are beefing with, right? I think China and Russia need to find out what happens when they don't get a lot of the stuff that they're used to having because of us.
Yeah.
But tariffing places like Canada, who's an ally and quite frankly doesn't listen to the Geneva Conventions.
They probably the Geneva Convention.
They did. It is all because of them.
I look at it this way. We're in a reformative era right now. Right?
We've been in a reformative era for 12 years. So I'm going to explain it, and I don't want to interrupt you, but the reason I'm going to say this from a financial standpoint is in 2008, we hit a massive recession. That massive recession was caused by, 8 years of war, right? Is a really good example of why that happened. And when you come onto the backside of a war, right, we saw the same issue at the end of World War II. We saw the same issue at the end of World War I. World War I's led into what became the Great Depression, right? Now, there wasn't enough reform in the world that could have fixed that. Our country was so distraught in the end of one war and prepping for possibly another that there was no money in the world, right? Like, that's the problem. When there's no money in the world, America can't make money. Nobody's going to buy your stuff, right? No. You're sending tanks on loan because they can't afford to pay you to buy those tanks, right? That happened throughout the war, both wars. But I think we are in a reformative state because we are still recovering from the recession when it ended in 2012.
Oh, 100%.
And say what you will, right, about any of the presidencies prior to last year or the last presidency, right? But I think every president that has been in after that has tried to correct it with reform since that, right? Now, Obama gets a brunt of the recession bullshittery because he was a president at the time, right? But what people don't realize is that George Bush pushing us into a war for 8 years is what drove that.
And that's the thing is people don't want to look at what led up to the situation we're in. They want to look at who's there now.
Well, and a lot of that has to do with party specifics, right? I blame this on this all the time, and a lot of people just don't listen to it because they're so hard on for their party, right? This is why I don't really associate with a party. Because I'll sit here and tell you that George Bush fucked up just as much as Bill Clinton did just as much as Obama did, right? The problem here isn't the presidency itself, it's the people that are pushing the presidency. So all of the policy changes that happen while that person's in office, right? He has to keep those people happy, right? And granted, have we seen an uprise in a lot of corruption on either side of the aisle over the past few years?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, it's been massive. I mean, just look at the whole issue with Russia and China right now. Everybody tells you that Donald Trump is in the pocket of Russia while Joe Biden's in the pocket of China, right? And we won't ever know if that's true or not, but I mean, look at the corruption levels in Ukraine, in Romania, and all these other countries.
In fucking England, we're not just talking world countries that are in war right now. Like England ain't got nothing going on for them right now. But they're being overran by immigrants, whether they're legal or illegal.
France. Have you seen the shit on France?
It's ridiculous. I'm not saying, like, I want to preface this by I'm conservative. We've established that through many talks between me and Doc. I'm a conservative. It doesn't mean that everything that Trump says I'm going to fucking be like, that's what we go with. But at the same time, like, I'm also like very open-minded when it comes to being a conservative. Like, I'll listen and I'll take whatever anybody says and I'll put it to good use. But whether or not they're legal or illegal immigrants, it's not your country to take over. And that's what I'm seeing from someone looking at it from an outside viewpoint is France, England, all these European countries that are just getting flooded with immigrants from the Middle East. They're losing slowly but surely. They're losing what they were.
So I wanna step in real quick and explain something too, because America hasn't been in a state of war since 2006, 2007, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, we were on the downward side of operations. 2008, there was a big drawdown under the Obama administration, right? But let me tell you this. Those issues that they see with immigration in other countries that are at peace, America, by technical definition, is at peace and has been for years, and we're still facing the same problem, and it's not been dealt with.
No,
I come right from the state that borders Mexico, man. And I'm going to tell you that it's bad, because it is bad. It's been bad for probably 10, 15 years now. It's not just this presidency, the last presidency, or even the one before that, It's been a problem, and it's going to remain a problem. The problem that they're facing now is, like, you look at a lot of immigration in Europe, right? And you are seeing these influx of Middle Eastern individuals, whether they're male military age or women and children, it doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're still facing an immigration issue. And they're all coming from one region, or roughly one region, right? With America, the problem that they're facing right now is, you have the cartel moving Mexican or Central American or even South American people across the border. They're also moving Chinese. They're also moving Middle Eastern. They're moving
it's a global effort.
Korean. There's been some Korean. So you have to look at it from a standpoint, right, where this needs handled, right? And it needs... There's physical reform that needs to happen. Right? We need to go back to we are a melting pot, but you have to come back the right way. And financially, we have to start tuning back and saying, hey, we got to start fixing stuff, or we're heading down a really bad path here.
And not invite everybody in and then proceed to pay for all of the shit.
I agree. And you're going to hear me say this, and this is a very conservative viewpoint. We should not have been paying a country at war billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars at this point, to fight against what is another superpower. We made that mistake in the 1980s. We funded the Taliban. We funded the rebel fighters in Afghanistan to fight Russia. And guess what?
It bit us in the ass.
It bit us in the ass. So
I mean, that leads heavily into what are you guys' opinion on the new Doge efficiency, like the new Doge government thing that's coming about?
I don't know that much about it.
It's
so
very
I have
memey.
I have a very selective view on this because I am employed by a company that is going to be speculated hard by that organization.
Mhm.
Right? So
And the bad
a lot
thing
of
is like the one doing the investigating.
So
You work
I've
side
had
by side
a
with.
lot of talks. I've had a lot of talks in the past few months about this since it's been a thing, right?
Mhm.
NASA is going to be affected in some way, but not what everybody thinks. He doesn't
Okay,
have the
what way
power.
is- what way
So he
is-
doesn't. Let me explain it this way quick.
Yeah.
Elon Musk and his team are not going to have the power to say, "Oh, NASA, guess what? You're out. We're going straight commercial now." He can't do that. This is a federally funded NASA's a federally funded organization. It takes the power of everybody to even think about. I mean, look at shuttle, for example. It took Congress, Supreme Court, the president, and even the UN approval to stop that program, because we don't just carry American citizens. We don't just move American products into space, right? It's an international thing, right? So it's a little bit bigger than what he's capable of just ixnaying right off the bat. Can he make a good argument? Is this a good time to look at these organizations and look at fraud, waste, and abuse? And not in the sense that people really know that in, but more so in where can we get rid of people or where can we streamline? I think he's going to do well. I think the CIA is going to get a really hard look at. I think the FBI, the DEA, the ATF are all going to get speculated very hard.
Well,
And they
ATF.
they
Fuck
need
the
to be.
ATF. Fuck the EPA.
Well,
The EPA does good in
They
some
do.
aspects.
FDA. So the FDA and the EPA, as much as people want to knock them, they do have very specific roles, and they do those very specific roles well. The problem is there is overstepping in their leadership that has
That's what I was
happened
gonna say.
over the
There's a lot
course of time, and it needs to be rolled back into something that's more ideal for the people. The problem that we face, and this has been any presidency in the last 50, I would say probably 60 years, is that your Congress, your judicial branch, your executive branch even, has not been there to service the people. They haven't. And I'll argue this till I'm blue in the face that Trump, even in his first term, was not there to service the people. He was there to make a statement. Now we'll see what he does with the next 4 years. I don't think he's gonna fuck everything up worse than it already is.
I don't think he could.
Well, that's not true either. There's a lot that
we're still running as a country, so we can still fuck it up.
we are teetering on the edge of World War. And when I say teetering, I mean you could blow over in Russia's direction and start World War III.
Oh, easily.
Because
there's so angst right over there right now that like Putin he's scared. Like, let's be honest, he's scared. The whole world is looking at Putin like, what's your next move? Because whatever it is going to define.
I don't think he's scared though. I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong. I don't think he's scared. I think what it is he's anxious, and we saw this in World War II. I'm a firm believer history is doomed to repeat itself, right? So I think we are headed in a direction. If we continue down the path we are going right now, we are going into another world war.
Yeah. And that's
there's
one of the reasons why
Trump has to make very specific moves. This is a game of chess. It's not checkers, right? Trump has to make very specific moves. One, to keep his presidency, and two, to prevent this from turning into something major. Yeah. Because if he goes in the favor and just right off the rip, Russia steps down, right? And says, oh, we're not going to do that now. Well, guess what that means? I mean, somebody's lying in somebody's pockets, right? Or it's very easy to decipher that as what could be going on.
Yeah.
So that would trigger some sort of issue, not only with the government itself, but with the American people. Because now you have to look at, you had so many people on the fence of voting one way or the other this time around, right? And now he has to prove to them that he's worth their vote. He talked the talk, now he's got to walk the walk, right? And running right over to Putin and saying, hey man, I'll give you $1 billion to stop what you're doing is not going to help that case at all, right? And so this has to be done strategically. He's building the team to do it strategically, so I'm hoping they can execute well.
So back to the Doge thing. So I think there's a lot of misconstruction going on with what they're going to be doing. And I think you have to look at it this way. Like we just said, Doge is going to be there as a government agency to cut back on the overreach of the ATF, the EPA, the FDA. There's just too much power in each of these agencies that they've been not necessarily taken off their leash, but the leash has been let loose for so long.
They're too long of a lead.
Yeah, and they need to be cut back. And
when you have organizations that are regulating an industry and making the laws for it, there's a problem.
Yes.
That's solely what it comes down to. The ATF specifically, because I am a gun owner. So I am through and through a gun owner and a Second Amendment practicing individual. The ATF should not be allowed to make laws about what you can and cannot do with an unalienable right. And that's that. Now, do I feel the other way where do we need certain restrictive laws in place so people who have harmed others in the past or have the intent to harm others shouldn't be able to get those guns or those firearms or any weapons of any matter? Yeah, I agree with that. But is there a viable way to do that without harming others in the process? And the ATF doesn't look at that. They say, well, we're just going to do this. Right? Suppressors have always been the largest argument for this, right? Suppressors have been used in many different things, and they made a big stink about it just recently. The guy that killed the CEO of United Healthcare was using a suppressor.
I shouldn't be laughing, but it's funny because like I watched the video.
Well, did you see that? Did you see that there was another organization that had made some like major change and said they weren't paying for specific things, and right before that happened, and then after it happened, they recanted all of it. They were like, "Oh shit!"
I heard about it.
Back to the ATF thing. The thing they also don't realize is making a law to prohibit you from buying something is not going to stop somebody who wants to fucking.
Oh no, it's not.
How do you think they get their guns in the first place?
Some of them are.
If you were planning on committing a mass murder or a shooting, you're not going to go to the gun store on your fucking local town and go legally buy a fucking AR-15.
Well, here's the other thing about that too. In a lot of states, your mental health record is not part of your police record for obvious reasons, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a HIPAA violation if they do that.
Yeah.
But
it is here in South Carolina.
Should it be taken into account when, say, someone is purchasing a full automatic rifle? And you can't.
I mean,
but
every Tom, Dick, and Harry doesn't have an automatic weapon, but we'll use the AR-15 platform as a prime example of this. Everybody for years has been busting ass on the AR-15. Well, the AR-15, this, that, it's so bad. Freaking semi-automatic mag-fed gun is so scary. Right? Yeah. Well, and what about the Mini 14? What about pistols? What about this and that? There's so much shit out there.
It's the same thing, just a different caliber and a different design. I mean,
the Mini 14 is the same caliber. That's 5.56.
Yeah, yeah. You look at a pistol, you're carrying half the rounds, but it's still semi-automatic. Like you can still do a lot of damage with just a normal.
And it's half the size, and you can just put it in your pocket.
Yeah, but
you got some big ass pockets, don't you?
He's wearing cargo pants.
He's wearing cargo. I'm gonna say I used to carry around a baby Glock. You know what the baby Glocks are?
Yeah.
The 43s and 44s, the little tiny like pocket guns.
But if you get like a burst of 380, you can put that bitch in your jean pocket.
Oh yeah, the baby Glocks fit in your pocket too.
Yeah.
I used to carry that in my pocket all the time. Behind my phone.
It's like the media and
but like so
say it the left, because the left has been huge on attacking the AR-15 as a weapon of mass destruction.
Well, you can go the other way with a lot of different things. The EPA, the right has attacked the EPA, the DEA,
but the
NSA.
It's like,
which the NSA shouldn't even exist. But
I mean, the AR-15 is like, if you put it on a table, and we've used this argument many times, a lot of us pro Second Amendment people have used. You put a gun on a table and you point it towards someone and you say, "Hey, pistol. Hey, AR-15. Hey, M32 rotary grenade launcher. Kill this dude in 5 minutes," and then you leave and no one touches the gun. Guess what's going to happen? That gun is not going to go off. It will take
what? I didn't fucking know that.
It will take thousands and thousands of years.
You're telling me it's not going to kill somebody?
No, it won't.
By itself?
It's the person behind the fucking gun.
Holy fuck. I would have never known that.
I hate when people say shit like it. Pisses me the fuck off. Like, how ignorant can you be to where you think the gun killed the person? No, the gun was the tool that was used.
I was gonna say, let's get into that, because there's been multiple occasions in the UK, because guns are illegal in the UK.
But the other thing is too, you know how many stabbings there's been? These aren't illegal.
That's what I'm getting to. Stabbings, vehicular manslaughter. Come on now. Holy shit!
Killing people with a spoon.
Holy shit! Timothy McVeigh is a really prime example.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Timothy
McVeigh is?
The Oklahoma City bomber?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
that's Timothy McVeigh.
If you say that, yeah, I know who that is now.
So, Timothy McVeigh didn't use a gun. He didn't even use a knife. He used a fucking truck full of fertilizer.
Ammonium nitrate.
Fertilizer.
Yeah.
And electricity, and was like, you know what? Fuck the ATF and fuck everybody in this building.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
like to attack the gun itself is probably the worst case thing you could ever do.
It's the dumbest fucking thing there is.
It constitutes no argument, right? Like,
you're right to carry it and argue.
They will, and people will believe them, and it's been that way for years, right? Like, for years, everyone's been told all sorts of shit, right? You have the right leading the whole abortion argument. You have the left with the guns. You have the right doing less strict EPA violations and all this stuff, right? Like, it's over the years they have to target something to get a following on to be able to be voted, right? Like, and it's both sides. It's not just one. And
no, it is. It's both sides. Like, and
all I gotta say is, I'm gonna probably end up on a fucking watch list for saying this too.
We all are.
We need to go back to tar and feathering in public.
No, I 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
If you
start punishing individuals on a public scale, you will see less, and it's been proven for thousands of years that it works this way. People are less likely to do something because not only is it an embarrassment, but now they have to die in public or get injured in public.
Not really
right?
an embarrassment. It's the embarrassment of dying in public.
That's what
thrown up on a fucking light pole naked in a fucking metal cage.
Get your fucking dignity stripped.
So it's one of those things, and I mean we are way off topic, but all politicians have become a problem because they're subject to being lobbied, right? Humans are subject to being lobbied, and you're not lobbied by paying into one of these organizations. You're lobbied because now you're listening to them who they've been paid by some other organization to push an issue. And it happens on both sides, and I can't fucking stand that, dude.
I can't stand it either. Like back to the Doge thing and the financial talk about it. Yeah, we're going to take a hit. Once January 10th, and from then on for like the next year, 2 years, maybe even through Trump's presidency, we're going to take a huge hit financially. Things may get more expensive, but they'll start to get cheaper if the tariffs work. And if I personally, one of my things that I'm looking forward to, and I don't know if anybody else has heard anything about it, but it's Trump saying that he was possibly going to try to get
revert to the gold standard.
No, well, I haven't heard anything about that, but
that's not going to happen.
That was a thing, but it's not going to happen.
The income tax, getting rid of income tax, is going to be huge.
That won't happen either.
No.
God, I wish it would.
Overtime tax would. No, overtime tax would be nice.
So one of the, I am very libertarian in my views. Right, we've been over this quite a bit of time. Oh no, I'm gonna have to take a break here in a minute. But very libertarian, and one of the things that I believe is if you account for inflation, we've started wars with other countries for less. The Revolutionary War is a very prime example of that. That was a 2% tariff. So, I mean, give me like 5 minutes, and then we'll get back to this.
And then proceeded to fuck up every fucking piece of music I wanted to
listen to.
Okay,
so just a heads up, we are recording again. I do have the ability to edit stuff out, though. That is one of the perks of this job.
Yay, job perks. Job security at its finest. Welcome back. We're back.
We're back. I had an intellectual phone call with my 5-year-old. It was excellent.
He kept staring at the camera real hard.
I got to hear about the Grinch and Santa Claus.
I love trying to decipher toddler talk.
Well, he's not a toddler anymore. I'll tell you what, this boy has more intricate conversations than some adults. He's 5.
You know, sometimes that's not much of a comparison, though.
If you talk, I'll tell you what. If you come back after your trip, right? And you guys come down here again. By the time you come down to see me again, my wife and kids will be here. So, you'll get to meet him. And if y'all wait long enough until like summertime, you'll get to meet him anyway because they're coming in the summer. So, but yeah, that was they went to a Christmas parade in town tonight. That was their thing. Me, I'm just being a fucking weirdo and sitting at home. Because I ain't got nothing better to do.
Just creating content. That's all we're doing.
Truth. I ain't got nothing better to do than entertain the tens of people that listen to this. But, I don't know. This shit takes long enough. You might be able to watch a rocket launch. Ooh. I don't know what the weather's like outside. Oh, it's clear. It's clear too. Oh, tonight's gonna be a good night to watch it.
It's about to say your computer.
I'll have to FaceTime you. I'll have to FaceTime you.
FaceTime me, Poppy.
But so what do we got? Where did we leave off? I don't even fucking remember. So much weird shit has happened.
I don't remember.
My fridge is still working. That's a plus.
That's nice.
I pooped today.
Did you poop today?
Yeah.
That's
When I
healthy.
stepped away the first time, I pooped today.
I figured that's where you went. The good news is I don't think you have to walk out to the camper anymore, do you? You haven't had to
Camper's
do
gone.
that.
Actually, we sold the camper.
Oh,
Well,
you did
actually,
say that last time we talked.
we donated the camper. We didn't sell it, but
Ooh, tax break. Talk about finances. That's a tax break right there. If you donated it to
a company bought it from us, and it was technically a donation, but they just paid off what my parents owed on it.
yeah,
And-
the other portion of the value can be considered a donation, which is a write-off.
Ooh. I might have to tell them about that. But it was given to the families in North Carolina from Hurricane Helene.
Oh,
Helene.
Helene?
Oh, Helene weenie.
Oh, you mean the ones that they neglected to fucking get water and electricity to in time for an election? We're not going to get into that. That's very controversial right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's deep conspiracies.
mhm.
Maybe we should just
the one
become
they
a
had to shut down the airspace.
Oh my god, maybe we should just start a conspiracy podcast. God, we could go for hours on that shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we gave it to a company that is delivering campers to people that lost their homes so that they
Good.
have somewhere to live. And
I'm glad to hear that.
had some dude just show up to the house, and he was just like, "I'm here to get the camper," and gave us our bill of sale and everything like that, and we were good to go.
Yeah, tell them to take that bill of sale because the bill of sale technically is for the value, right?
Yeah,
The full value.
No, it wasn't for the full value.
It was just for what they owed. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they have oh my god, my brain, dude.
It's
I
a
did this
loan,
while-
so they're gonna have record.
Oh, they'll have
previous
other
payments
record,
and
yeah,
everything,
but the payments aren't what matter. It's the value of the vehicle. Appraiser. Do they have it appraised at all?
I don't think so.
I mean, you can probably Kelly Blue Book and print out the appraisal if they do Kelly Blue
Yeah,
Book for campers.
They were
They
looking at stuff for it, and it was like, I think they paid like they
Whatever-
paid off 15,000, and it was worth like 19, 20.
Yeah, so that 19 or that extra 4 or 5 grand can be used as a tax break, as a deduction. Yeah, so which is nice. I mean, that's not a bad tax deduction actually for individuals that aren't. There's a puppy. There's a puppy. I see a nose.
Fucker.
I see the PlayStation controller.
Come here.
So I think we were still discussing not dogs, unfortunately, because dogs are amazing humans.
Hey, Bubba.
They're better humans than humans are sometimes. Isn't that crazy to think about? They listen better than
dogs.
most humans.
Mine don't. He's blind and he don't give a fuck.
Well, it's probably because he's old as
Mine
shit.
kinda does.
He's a Shih Tzu and he's 12.
That's old.
He should be dead, but he goes out and eats deer shit out in the backyard. So it's
Well,
the dog's
that's
holy
probably
grail for
because he
youth.
thinks it's fucking blueberries or something.
He eats his own shit. That dog will go out. He'll go out, shit, and it'll still be steaming because it's cold outside, and he'll turn around and be like, "Huh, a snack. I wonder where this came from." Like, motherfucker, it come out your ass like 2 seconds ago.
So
He said reuse, recycle.
that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I didn't get all the nutrients out of it the first time. Here, I'll eat it again.
Well,
and
that's
hopefully-
exactly what it is. When dogs eat too fast, their body doesn't actually process the food. So when they shit it out, they'll turn around and eat it and think it's actual food because it's technically food.
Is that
Are you
one of my
saying-
dogs fat?
Are you saying what you're saying now is if I eat quickly and then go shit it out, I can then
No.
eat it and
Your
it'll taste
stomach-
the same,
Your
It'll
stomach does not work the same as a dog's.
but I can eat his and be like, "Huh, that's what dog food tastes like."
Yeah. Yeah. You could.
Oh,
Probably tastes like shit too, but you get a twinge of dog shit and a twinge of dog food. Be a good flavor compliment.
He eats human food too.
Oh, my dog eats human food too.
These are puppers. Tell
And
us
I'll
something, puppy.
That dog looks like he don't want anything to do with you right now.
He does not like being picked up. He does like sitting on my lap though.
Lap
He doesn't
dog.
like he doesn't like the process to get there, but when he's there, he's
But when he's
fine.
there, he's all right.
Yeah, when he's here, he's fine.
There's
Thanks,
an
Oh,
innate,
you gonna get
innate
down? Oh, okay.
fear as
So
you
I-
pick him up. He's just like,
Hi,
ah.
Bubba.
And then when he gets there, he's like, okay, I'm happy.
Come here.
Have you ever seen what pigs do when you pick them up?
No,
Aside
no,
from
They
he can't-
screech.
They screech, but they give you this look like, what the fuck, you're killing me.
Yeah, that's kind of the look my dog gives me when I pick him up.
For those of you that don't know, pigs can't look up in the sky. Their neck don't work that way.
Yep.
They can't.
It only
cannot
goes
look-
it only
cannot
goes
look
side
up.
to side and down.
And then
But-
what was the other thing? Turkeys. Turkeys will drown themselves when it starts to rain because they're just fucking idiots. And
Yep.
they'll stare up into the sky and literally drown. Like they'll, what is this falling? And they'll drown. It's the farm animals are
chickens
stupid.
chickens will explode if you give them carbonated beverages.
You can also draw a
I
line
have
in the
chickens.
dirt. Go outside tomorrow. Draw a line with like a piece of duct tape,
I know, I've seen it.
and then that chicken will walk to the end of the duct tape and stop, and he won't go anywhere because he doesn't know what to do. And he'll just sit there and stare at the end of the duct tape, like, "What the fuck is
Have you
this?"
seen the thing too, where like you hold their head down and draw a straight line out in front of them,
And
then
they'll
they
walk the straight line.
No, they just stop.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one where they put shit on like a cat's head and they just go into like reboot mode?
They
Animals.
fucking suck their head into their body.
Error does not compute.
Cats can turn into turtles.
So I guess where we were talking about Doge a little bit and not the coin, more so the organization. You asked me how I feel about it, and I think that in a sense it's a good idea as long as it doesn't get out of hand.
As long as it doesn't overreach like the agencies,
Like the other agencies that they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't think so. A lot of the concern at work, and if we have new listeners, I work for a subcontractor that works for NASA. I am here at Kennedy Space Center, where 90% of the launches come out of, even commercial ones. Yes, these guys, right? I've sent coded videos of SpaceX launches. Haven't seen an Artemis launch yet. We'll get into that next, because I got some news on that, by the way, and it's an official press release, so I can talk about it.
Yay, non-NDA.
But Kennedy, or these guys are so concerned that SpaceX is trying to take over. Like, that's what it is. But you have guys that have been here since before shuttle,
Yeah.
right? Like, I work with guys that are so old that they remember when the first freaking shuttle launched. Like, I'm like, bro, I wasn't even born yet. The first shuttle launch,
early 80s.
no, the first shuttle launch was 88 or 89.
I wasn't here.
I was born in 92.
I was
Put
born
that in
90
perspective.
I was born in 93. On the ass end of 93.
So these guys are so concerned that this is like going to end up being a hostile takeover. And I get it. In a sense, I get Elon Musk has been very forward about what he wants regarding the space industry. And NASA has been very reluctant to give him what he wants, as well as the FAA, right? So I get where they think that this is how this is going to work, but he's not going to have the authority to do that. And as long as he doesn't overstep or overreach, I don't see a problem with this. I think it'll be good for the country. You're going to see a lot of slimline go on, especially in the CIA, the FBI, the DEA, I think is going to get a rework. I don't think it's going to get slimlined. I think it is going to get reworked though. You're going to see some changes in ICE, I think. Some changes in the EPA. ATF. I think they're trying to do away with the ATF altogether, but there are some regulatory things there that
should stay,
that need to stay. So, I see that getting streamlined, kind of like Twitter did. But we'll see. We'll see how that. Excuse me, how that goes. But as Tevin said, he's not. I guess he hasn't looked into it too much. So when you look into it, we'll talk about it again, see what you think, because it's a very it's very invasive on the face. Like for face value, is very invasive, and I see why a lot of people are scared of it. But I don't think it's going to have the power that everyone thinks it's going to have. So
probably not. I mean, can it even?
No.
Yeah.
No, but the ATF couldn't make laws, and guess what they do now? You know, that's the thought process.
I suppose. I mean, it's.
But we'll see. I think it's a good thing to start. I think that's a good place to start, is within the government itself, right? When you come down to this financial issue that we have in this country, right? Where is all of the money going? Right? I pay taxes, you pay taxes, Codit pays taxes, we all pay taxes. Where does your tax dollars go?
I don't pay
What
taxes.
programs are your tax dollars going into? You know, I would like for the government to have to put out yearly an itemized list down to the dollar value, like a budget on what they're spending my money on.
Like, that would be nice to know.
But that, and we may never see that.
No, we probably won't.
But when you need to start moving in the direction of service to the people rather than service to yourself again. And I think we have the opportunity to do that here. The American people as a whole are expecting to see something move in that direction because, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're at the bottom or at the top right now. You're feeling it.
Dude, yeah.
And it's not nice. I mean, I went to the store yesterday and a friggin' thing of butter is $7.
Eggs, or a little fucking, like a little tiny personal pizza at a gas station is fucking $8.
Yeah, well, another prime example,
My
right?
cigarettes are $8 a pack. What the fuck?
And you live somewhere where they grow tobacco.
Yeah.
I think they're like $12 here.
They're in Florida right now. Most places in Florida, they're $15 a pack.
U.S. Postal Service, you didn't hear this. Tevin, you want me to buy you some cigarettes?
we about to New York it up.
That's what I should do. I should drive down there and buy cigarettes for my mom and my fucking.
Well, you get them while you're there. That'd be a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
And mark up the price when you get back.
So
do that to my family.
So on a different note, we're going back over to the space industry, right? And well, I guess this plays into the financials because a lot of it has to do with government funding this time of year. You're right at the start of a fiscal year, right? October 31st, I think, was the rollover of the fiscal year. NASA announced yesterday that they are. Oh, here you go. Here's your that Mexican OT. But the head of NASA. Somebody stole your dog?
Yeah, and fucking opened my door and my dog just ran away.
Oh, was it your roommate?
Yeah.
I have another story too that's just kind of funny. Talking
he
about
comes in, steals dog, leaves. Tevin's just like,
your problem now, motherfucker.
Don't pick him up.
NASA as a whole announced that Artemis will not launch until 2026 now. It was set to launch November of 2025, so right at the end of the year next year. They ran into issues. I'm going to tell you what all the guys at work are saying why it's delayed. They're saying it's delayed because NASA has this issue with wanting to reuse stuff from the shuttle program. So if you don't know much about Artemis, how much do you know, Tevin?
Not shit.
Okay, Artemis is what they call the SLS, the Space Launch System, right? It is meant to be the workhorse. It's going to launch anything from humans to entire spacecraft to the moon and beyond is the whole idea behind it. So for years, that's what Shuttle did. The Shuttle was literally the premier carrier for space. The problem with Shuttle is Shuttle would have never made it to the moon. So SLS, when SLS came about after the Shuttle program, what they started doing is because of budget constraints and things like that, they started reusing stuff. Well, if you look at SLS today, Artemis as a whole, the boosters on the side of Artemis are the same exact boosters that were run on the last Atlantis launch. So, when you start reusing stuff, especially stuff that's 20 or 30 years old, you start running into problems. So, Orion, the spacecraft that is on top of Artemis, had some issues early on. I can't go into the details of that because that is something I cannot talk about. But know that a lot of the delay that you're seeing is coming from the Orion capsule and the issues they had there. They did finally make a decision on what they were doing with that issue, which is good. Now you're going to see the rework and repairs of that. And they, according to them, they are launching no later than April of 2026. And there is a possibility that they launch sooner than that. So, a lot of people are worried that this is going to play into the next presidency and the Doge organization. And this is going to be one of the reasons that they start cutting individuals and this and that. I think they're at the top end of NASA. They're supposed, or there should be cuts anyways, because a lot of those guys have been in there for decades. Granted, you kind of need it to run the organization, but now I think it's time to roll that over. And I think the president has the power to appoint new leaders in government organizations like that. We've seen it before, and I think there's a change coming for NASA come January.
Well, and I mean, realistically, if you got 20 guys doing something and fucking 10 of them are putting in the work, you don't need the extra 10.
Correct. But there was a point that they needed the extra 10, and that's why they allocated the hiring. Yeah. So that's one of the great things about government work, right? Is money isn't easy to get as a subcontractor or even as a government entity. So they have to streamline almost instantly, but when you leave unchecked places, so NASA hasn't been unchecked. So I don't foresee a lot of issue there. I don't think the delay on Artemis is going to cause any problems with Doge, but I do think that if they start saying, oh, well, now we need to hire a bunch of extra people, they're going to get told no because it's not in the budget for NASA, you know, and that might cause a stir up. But there is some conspiracy going around too about who is going to be the next leader of NASA. And I'll let you know who I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but who I've heard is supposed to be the next leader of NASA is oh my god, what was his name? I think his name was Brian.
Elon.
Brian Dawson? That doesn't sound right. It was the captain of the Polaris Dawn mission. The billionaire that paid to go on Polaris Dawn. That's the talk of the town, is that's who's going to lead NASA. Which, to me, I don't think he has enough experience to lead NASA. He's been on one space flight. Awesome. Hasn't been in the industry that long. But, we'll see.
Trump picks new head of NASA, Jared Isaacman.
Isaacman, that's what it is. Yep. So it's official.
Oh, is he the dude that fucking popped
He
out
was-
of the Artemis?
Yeah. No, that was Polaris Dawn. That was a Falcon rocket.
Mm.
You're right over there, Tevin. You dying?
Yeah, no, I remember you showing me photos of that though.
Oh, that was cool. Polaris
fucking-
Dawn was cool.
Badass, dude. I was so happy for that.
A lot of people were concerned. Even I was concerned. That was a little preemptive on what they were doing. I think testing the suit and the capacity that they tested it was a very dangerous move. Played out well. But I mean, that's the first time astronauts have been in high Earth or anywhere near high Earth orbit since the moon launches. So he's an independent company. He didn't use NASA astronauts to do the launch, so it's completely up to him, you know?
Yeah.
And if I'm sure that billionaire knew what he was getting into when he decided to pay to do it, you know?
He pulled the, it's either gonna work or it's not.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure he did. It was like, fuck it. He's like, do I get to choose the 3 people I die with?
Sure.
Sure. So we'll see what that brings to the organization. I think it's going to bring a lot of innovation, which is good. I might bring more money too. We'll see. Which is good. Which is good. I think NASA is in desperate need of a financial increase, right?
Uplift.
Especially when you have buildings that are 70 years old that you work out of.
Let me be
Not
a
gonna-
millionaire. I'll supply them with all the money they need when I go buy all their stock from their fucking gift shop.
I haven't bought anything from the gift shop in a while. They sell dip. They sell dip at the gift shop.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Moon flavored dip, bro.
Oh, dude, that would be
Moon-flavored
awesome.
Dip.
Moon
Just tastes like
flavored.
rocks.
Oh my god, there's a fucking moon dust in the bottom of it.
What kind of moon dust?
Not the kind you're thinking of.
Oh, damn it. I'm going to take a trip in my fucking,
But
in my spaceship. It's going to be good.
yeah, so what else we got going on? Is there anything crazy going on? What have you guys been up to?
What have I been up to?
Farming sim, that's what.
Yeah, I was literally just looking at it right now.
I bet you
Um,
were.
Nothing
Talk a little
really.
bit about gaming, I guess, and
Yeah,
regular world instead of finances and space.
Farming Sim just released a new game. 2025. It's been really good. We're waiting on an optimization patch update right now. It's extremely unoptimized, but it's going good. Yeah, it runs well.
I may or may not have just bought Call of Duty 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
have you? I'm still working. So my big thing recently has been Black Ops 6. Currently, because I have no wife and kids here, I've been able to play it unrestricted. I am currently 9th prestige in the game. Yeah. So
Tarkov just released a new event. So Tarkov has a new event going on.
What is it?
You have to chase down some new scavs that have a bunch of
Krampus.
stuff.
It's Krampus.
I don't know if he's in yet.
No,
Santa Scav?
Santa Scav. They probably all got Santa hats on. I wouldn't be surprised
No,
if they do.
they have blue, like a blue jacket on, and they carry like bigger backpacks, and they carry like contraband and stuff. It's weird.
Why in the fuck is this game 150 gigs?
I told you how to
Because
download it where you don't need all that stuff.
Yeah, I already turned off campaign,
Where'd
but
you-
it's still
Where'd you buy it
94
from?
gigabytes. Steam.
Turn off Warzone.
It's off already.
Damn, zombies and multiplayer's 150 gigs.
Yeah, it doesn't give me the choice to turn off zombies, but I don't want to.
You got
anyway.
fast internet?
No.
It's
No.
not slow. I mean, I'm downloading it 142 megabits.
So we'll
or
be
bytes,
able to
whatever the
play
fuck you
next
call it.
week.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Fuck, dude, I'm gonna be asleep by then. I'm an old man.
Good news. I play a lot of Space Engineers. So does Tevin. We play a lot of Space Engineers. Space Engineers 2 is on its way. And it's going to be absolutely amazing. New game engine, the V-Rage 3. and supposedly there's going to be water physics, new terrain, like complete graphic overhaul. And
Are they
This
moving-
again kinda
so
looks
what-
like shit.
What engine is it built on? Do you know?
V-Rage 3. We're currently on V-Rage 2 right now.
So they're upgrading it.
Yep.
And they're building the game engine themselves. That's why it's taken so long for.
Does V-Rage 3 look comparative to like Unreal 4 or Unreal 5?
Yeah.
That's good. I like to see when games make updates. Hopefully it doesn't break the game, right?
It's going to be really intensive too, because like the solar system's going to move. So like with Space Engineers 1, the solar system's just stagnant. Like it's static. It does not move at all. But with this one, they're supposedly planning on having the ability for like the solar system to actually do orbits.
Oh wow.
So we'll see what happens. The biggest thing I'm excited for is the fact that you have large grid and small grid in Space Engineers 1. So you have large blocks and then you have small blocks, and they don't join together. They do not join together.
Are they making them join together in the next one?
They're going to be like codependent on one another. So you can have a large grid ship, and then you can have small grid things added into it, and they actually work together. It's actually
That's good.
Really, really good.
That's good. I like to see when games make changes that their fan base wants to see made, right? Call of Duty for years has been bad about that, right? Where they just ignore their community and they're like, fuck it.
My dog is like, where is he? Oh,
We're not going to be able to see him.
No, it's broken. He's like got his head. He crawled underneath my desk and he's like sticking his head up between my legs and staring at me.
Like, pet me, dude. Come on, do it.
But I agree with you. I want to see more games be more towards.
Yeah,
the
you've seen over the past couple of years, you've seen a lot of big titles move back into that let's listen to our community feel. And I think that's good. I really do.
But it's a double-edged sword, because if you listen to the community, or you choose to listen to, like, let's look at Tarkov, you listen to the streamers are going to want it a certain way that makes the content come easier, that makes the game easier for them, and not really.
I think that's a little bit, and not. Feel me out on this. That's true and untrue. Some content creators want it to be easier and flow better, so they can focus on their interaction with their engagement and things like that.
Yeah.
But you also have those hardcore players who want that fucking shit as hard as they can get it, right?
Yeah.
And I get it. I get both directions, and you got to find a happy. As these game developers, you have to find a happy medium. So, like, the way that I explain it to a lot of the guys that play Call of Duty more casually, or even Tarkov more casually, you have to find that happy medium between sweat and casual, and work in there and kind of lean one way or the other, and deal with the repercussions of going whichever way you decide, right? But if the community says, oh, this is broken, it shouldn't be like this, and they don't ever make that change, right? That's where you start to see people lose faith in the game that they love playing, and you start to see title drop-offs and all that stuff, right? So for them to move more towards a community-oriented structure where they're building these games off of the feedback of players who have played in alphas or betas, to me is great, because for years they were like, fuck what they say. We're going to make the game the way we want it.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to sell your title.
No, it's not. I mean, you look at Tarkov. It was based off the fact that BSG and Nikita wanted it to be 100% like one of the hardest games you could ever play. They wanted it to be hardcore.
It's still a very hard game to play.
It's not an easy game.
But the whole idea, I think, was to be harder than Arma or harder than DayZ or harder than any of these games but still be playable in the fashion of it's not super simulation, right? Like it is
Yeah.
simulation, but
Because I remember there was a game that was supposed to come out, and I'd seen a video for it. It was like a little it was like a compilation of trailers, and this game, like, if you didn't brush your teeth in this game, your teeth would rot out of your head, and then you wouldn't be able to eat, and then you would die from starvation. And I'm like,
that's great.
who wants to fucking play that?
That's the ultimate survival game.
Yeah,
There are people that would buy that and play it.
Oh, 100%. There are.
But
And there maybe is a niche for that kind of content where
but you're
people are
not
like,
gonna get you're not gonna get the AAA title out of that though.
No.
Like Call of Duty, and I use Call of Duty as a really prime example, but there's multiple, right? Battlefield. So you look at game developers, EA Games, Activision, Blizzard. There's very prominent Ubisoft, which kind of funny. They're actually getting sold right now.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, a film company is actually buying them.
Oh, well, there goes Rainbow Six for anybody that plays it. Sorry.
Actually, it might make the new one come faster, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But
what is your opinion on, especially with this sale? Should a film company be allowed to buy a game development company?
I think it depends on how they're structured. It's not. So if Netflix were to buy a game company, I think it would be an issue, right?
Didn't Netflix try to do games? I know YouTube does.
They still do.
Netflix,
but they're like mobile style.
Yeah, they're like mobile app games. It's stupid.
But what to me, what it is if you get one company buying all of this stuff, that's when it becomes a problem. Now you're monopolizing not just one industry, but two.
Yeah.
Right?
Microsoft.
But I think Microsoft owns a lot.
Too much.
Yeah.
But I think that if a film company thinks that they can come in and take a development company, a game development company, and switch them into a more story-based single-player gear, and that's where they're trying to take that company, go for it.
I miss single-player, like, good story-driven games, like Call of Duty,
Walking Dead,
Call of Duty Big Red 1. For the
I think the last good Call of Duty campaign. Now, mind you, I haven't finished Black Ops 6 campaign yet, and so far it's pretty good. But I think the last good one was the original Black Ops.
I like number 2 also.
The Ghost campaign was pretty good.
The Ghost campaign was good. The multiplayer was horseshit, but the campaign was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've got Medal of Honor Rising Sun, absolutely fantastic. Medal of Honor Frontline, absolutely. Medal of Honor was the epitome of a first-person shooter story-based game because it delved
them in Call of Duty were massive competitors for a long time, right? So I mean, I get like early Call of Duty, early Medal of Honor. The last Medal of Honor game that was produced was the campaign was dog shit. I hated it. I hated it. But even outside of that realm and more into like the RPG games, not just shooters, you have Skyrim. So any of the Elder Scrolls games that were single player were good. What else was out there that was good? Resident Evil.
Well, because Doom's a shooter, but
Doom was, well,
I love Doom.
I played the original Doom, so I'm old. But when it looked like you were playing Minecraft.
Oh, did you see Minecraft's getting sued?
No.
For what?
I said Doom when it looked like Minecraft.
Yeah, I know, but you said Minecraft. Minecraft is getting sued right now.
Are they?
Yep.
For what?
They're getting a huge lawsuit because a pay-to-play style server was in development for 5-6 years or something like that, and it had guns in it. And it's supposed to be like a Minecraft first-person shooter style server. did all the coding, all the work, everything, started it up, and Microsoft and Minecraft were like, it's got guns in it. It changes your one server that maybe 1,000 people will play on in its lifetime. Your one server now changes the rating of our game to a not rated E for everyone, or whatever the rating is for Minecraft. So they sent him a cease and desist and like shut it down. The guy was like, "This is fair use. So eat my ass, and here's you a lawsuit."
I
Because
mean,
he dumped like tens of thousands of dollars into developing the server, and they just turned around and was like, "No, we're shutting it down."
we'll see how it goes.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
it'll be
don't think
interesting.
he's gonna win, but
No.
I'm sure
But-
that there for some. I mean, it's in their terms of service somewhere, right?
Well, at the end of the day, he's modifying their base game that they own the rights to.
Correct. That as well. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's a
at the
terms
same
of
time-
service violation.
But at the same time, like you look at all these other servers that are modded, and the ability to download mods, and they let like if they say that because he modded the game files,
The
and he did
problem
this-
is you go from okay. If he wasn't marketing it for money,
it'd probably be different.
it'd be different.
Yeah.
But because he's trying to sell the use of this server on their server base, that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
That's where the problem lies. A lot of these other servers that are like that have more rated T or rated M content.
Like the Feed the Beast mod
Yeah.
packs. And
Yeah, those kind of mods typically,
those are
if
free.
they're free, or if they're paid, it's a pay for the mod, not for the server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
I don't know.
mod
I'm interested to see what happens, just because I'm getting kind of sick and tired of watching as a content creator for War Thunder and Gaijin Entertainment. Like, I'm getting sick and tired of watching them change terms of services for their content creators to make it more difficult for us. Like,
well, you
you
have
can
to
only-
realize that most of these games were out before content creation was even big, right?
oh yeah,
YouTube was a thing, right? But not at the caliber that it is used now. Streaming wasn't really big until 2012, 2013, right? Actually, it may have been later than that even. But 2014, 2015 maybe was like the big
Are we
push
going
for
based-
streaming.
Are we going based off of like Twitch themselves?
No, based off of
streaming,
popularity
games
more so.
really take off. Mid 2010s.
So yeah, 2014, 2015.
So Twitch began in 2011.
Yeah, Twitch
And,
existed, and then I think what year? I think 2016 or 2017, it was bought out by Amazon. But so like you didn't see that influx until then, and a lot of these game titles or their terms of service contracts were already established by then, and now they're fighting to like keep up with the development of the streaming industry. I think a really prime example of that is the legality in the music industry when that people were streaming, right? Well, I mean, we don't have to get into this because I know it's still a controversial thing, but that threw a giant wrench in a lot of content creators, like ruffled their feathers quite a bit more too.
Yeah.
Because now they can't play the music that they like, even if they cite that music, which makes it perfectly legal to use.
That irritates me so much. I hate, as being a streamer and a content creator, like the ability for, because I receive so many different people. 'Cause now that I'm multi-stream, I don't stream on just Twitch. I stream on Twitch and
Yeah.
YouTube now. I don't have a way to, segregate that audio on YouTube. I can do it on Twitch, And that's what I was doing for the longest time. Is you would, if you were in the stream while it was live, you could hear the music. But once the VOD went, like once I ended the stream and the VOD came up and the VOD was live to rewatch, the music wasn't there. So therefore,
well, that's because Twitch for a long time was doing their own policing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it got to the point where they couldn't do that anymore. My camera stopped focusing. I guess that means we've been doing this too long.
Mine
See if I
kind of
can
did the
fix
same. But it's like,
There we go.
it irritates me because the second I play longer than 10 seconds of music on YouTube, I've got a copyright claim sitting in my notifications.
Well, yeah, you're going to, because
And there's
YouTube
nothing I
makes
can do.
is different in the sense that YouTube is where a lot of those content creators post their stuff too, right? So that's part of their, now you're taking, granted, I'm not bagging on you or anyone, but if you look at we'll use Post Malone as an example. Go look at his videos.
Mhm.
Right? He's got millions and millions and millions of views on his videos. You and I don't have millions of views, so what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah.
Right? But in
You're
theory,
taking a little bit of his cut.
there's algorithm there that says, oh, that song's playing here, but it's also playing over here, and this person owns the rights to that song, so this person shouldn't be playing it.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I completely agree and understand, but at the same time, it's like
As a content creator, it's frustrating.
it's frustrating because in the back of your head, some of
You
these
don't
people,
have ill intent either with it. It's not
no,
like
100%. I don't have ill intent. I don't make money because people want to come listen to the music that I listen to. But at the same time, the people that do come into my stream may have never heard your music and now are wanting to listen to it.
correct.
Because
I can't tell you
they
how
heard
many
it.
times I've gone into shit. I'll name drop here, right? Like I've gone into Batty's stream and I'm like, bro, I've never heard this song. What is this?
Yeah.
And he'll tell me, and I'll be like, oh, cool. I'm gonna go check it out on Spotify or
would've
YouTube, and I would have never heard it
found
otherwise.
Yeah.
It's just
So
free marketing.
It is, but because
but because you're taking something away from them in a given time, they don't like
they
it,
get it,
and it's
yeah.
not even the artists themselves, right? That's the best part about it. It's the labels that are getting greedy as fuck about it. And Twitch for a long time,
grass, and we'll be damned if you touch our grass again.
yeah.
It's
Twitch went through a mode where they were just DCMAing a bunch of people. Twitch was. Twitch. Why? Because they were getting yelled at because it was slipping through the cracks. Right? And that's, to them, it's just not something that they wanted, so they were like, okay, well, we'll just give you a violation, and you a violation, and after 3 violations, guess what? You're banned for good.
Yeah. It's so dumb. And I mean, even now, like, if I went back to just streaming on Twitch, I still run the risk while being live getting hit with those violations because the bots have gotten good enough to where they will skim through. They'll come in and you won't ever notice them, but they'll be there and they'll be listening to your audio. And if they hear the song and it triggers whatever it triggers, then you get hit with a DMCA violation and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
I mean, it's
wild. So Wild West, but I think that's why a lot of artists have gone independent.
Yeah, and it needs to be that way.
A very big name, Breaking Benjamin is fucking. They produce their own music now. Yeah. If you go on to Spotify and look at all of their newer music, so I think it's the last 2 albums. The last 2 albums, they have made it so all of their music at the bottom, so typically it'll give you who produced the music.
Mm-hmm.
It'll give you like the company name. It's like the
Road
trademark.
Runner,
It'll give you the
Road
trademark,
Runner
right?
Records or something like that. Yeah.
Theirs is now it's Ben Burnley and LCC or LLC. So it's no longer, I forget who they were with. I'll have to look it up real quick. But
and the problem with it too, like
look it
the
up real
big
quick.
problem with YouTube especially, because I had it a couple times. And it wasn't my fault. It wasn't Upchurch's fault because I was using Upchurch's music in some of my live streams, and he even said like, "Hey," and it was like on an Instagram reel or something like that. He was like, "If you use my songs, I don't care. Like, you can use them. I'm giving you free range to use my songs. Get my name out there. Get the songs out there. It's free marketing for me." But YouTube, because he has a record label now, he created his own record label. Because he has his record label, YouTube automatically hits you with a DMCA violation.
Oh yeah, they
if you
will.
were
Yeah,
to-
that's
even
part
if
of their
you were
algorithm.
to personally ask, if I was to, drive
Yep.
over to Tennessee, meet Upchurch at a gas station or something, be like, "Hey, bro, love your music, love everything you do. By the
He
way,
could sign paperwork. He could sign paperwork, and they
and
would
it wouldn't
still hit you with it. But then you can turn around and sue them for it. That's the best part. Now,
just
if you don't have that
irritating, 'cause
permission,
that's-
you're fucked. But
Yeah, but that's a lot of extra legal work and all this other stuff.
it is. But
no
that's
one wants to go through. Like, let us play the music.
not even the artists want to go through it, right? Like that's the whole thing. By the way, Breaking Benjamin was with Hollywood Records previously.
Piece of shit record label.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all
So,
are.
on that note, we've kind of ranted through the night, man.
Yeah.
No,
Men.
we covered the topics that we wanted to cover.
And then
Yeah.
some.
And then some, yeah. Talked about
Yeah.
music. We talked a little bit of everything. I got a date with Call of Duty Zombies coming up here, so I'm getting yelled at by my zombies partner because we're trying to get this Easter egg done.
I got a War Thunder date.
Who are you
With
playing
Tevin.
with? Oh, you
Tevin.
playing with Tevin? Yeah, well, I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna end up. If I don't steal him from you tonight, I'll steal him from you tomorrow.
That's
He's
fine.
all mine tomorrow.
Damn, I didn't even
I'll-
get asked.
I'll send you the Discord, Tevin. We have a Discord
Okay.
that we all play Call of Duty in. It's not developed or anything, but it's the name. We ran into a guy on Call of Duty named Glizzy,
Old Glizzy
Of
God.
course.
and he was cheating, blatantly cheating. So we all changed our names to something that involves Glizz. So my Call of Duty name right now, like my Activision ID, is Supreme Glizzler.
Supreme Blizzard.
And then
I
we
hate it.
have one of my buddies that I've played with for years. His name is Max Glizzinator. And then we have another guy whose name is One Glizz Away.
I hate it.
Jesus
And then the Discord is called The Glizz is Real. And I'll send it to you. It's got a picture of a fucking hot dog.
So
And
I gotta change my name to something with glizzies.
You don't have to. It's not a requirement. Let me see. I can't make this picture bigger. 'Cause I'm a
Discord
fucking
replaced
idiot.
our webcams.
Yeah, it did. Oh, you can see all of my aligned
yeah,
people.
You can.
Can't see their fucking names though, except for Inferno Blade. But I'll
Do a
send
Harry
this.
Potter reference, Tevin, for your name. The Goblet of Glizzies.
The Goblet of Glizzies. I got one right here. Hold on. I have one saved that we didn't.
I was just gonna go with mini glizz.
Oh, we were all ham, no glizz. So yeah,
Well,
this has been a since Call of Duty came out. This has been a thing. So
Glizzies.
all about the glizzy, all about the fucking glizzy.
Glizzy
Oh, he's asking ChatGPT
He's
right
asking
now.
the AI.
gamer tag. Glizzy God, the Glizzy King, Glizzy Fiend, Hot Dog Hero, Glizzy Gladiator,
Glizzy Gladiator. That's it, right there, right there.
That's mine.
Nope, that's
I'm taking
don't
that.
go any further. Glizzy Gladiator. Oh man,
make them more memey.
So we're gonna work on closing out while you look this up.
Big Glizzy energy.
It's Saturday night. It's probably gonna be Monday or Tuesday until people hear this. I hope everybody has and had an excellent weekend. Get some games in. Get some beach time in. Get in whatever you fucking do.
Yeah.
And
Some ice fishing
enjoy-
time if you're up north.
yeah, ice fishing. It's been cold as shit. Now I'm getting a fucking FaceTime call to put my kids to bed. So
yeah, we'll wrap it up here.
we are Discussions by Dummy. I am Doc.
I'm Codep.
I'm Tevin, otherwise known as Mini Moose.
Oh, he's the new guy. Well, I say new guy. This is episode 3, so I
He'll be
assume
here.
Tevin's gonna be here for a while too. Where can we reach you guys?
Everywhere. You want my phone
Everywhere.
number? Here it is.
No, don't dox yourself like that.
No, you can reach me on twitch.tv/Codip or on YouTube. You can look up Codip also on YouTube, Instagram, Codip Gaming, and that's about it.
Tevin?
I don't have any socials yet. I mean, I am on Twitch, MiniMoose47. I don't stream yet, but I might start up again here soon.
you're also typically find him in some streams.
I am typically in Codep streams.
Yeah.
Doing
I'm not gonna
shenanigans.
give out Discord names or anything because I hate getting private messages aside from the people that I've approved to send me private messages.
Correct.
My name is Doc. You can catch me on Twitch occasionally. I need to start again because I got this nice ass camera, right? And I haven't fucking used it once for streaming. Which is what the purchase was for. I'm at twitch.tv/doc_CR33PER. Doc Creeper, if you want to say that, but there's 3s in there. And I think aside from that, I don't really have anything right now, social wise, so I'm just lazy about it. You'll catch me and Codip stream every once in a while as well, too.
Mhm.
I get in there and I get frustrated with people and then I leave or just don't talk. I'm a people watcher at that point because it happens. But till next time, guys, we're planning to do this a lot more frequently now. We say that every time, but I think we're actually on track to actually start doing this a little more frequently.
It's
So
kind of forgotten about. We got busy with life and just
Yep.
put it on the back burner.
yep. So until next time, guys, we'll catch you later. Have an
Peace,
excellent
X, and
weekend.
thank you, Grease, motherfucker.
Peace.
In the wise words of Usher, peace up, A-Town down. Later,
Yeah.
guys.
Later.